Wearing number 19 from New Zealand, Kyle Smith.
Singapore was savage. Yeah, there's no other way to describe it other than savage. Hello everybody, welcome to Singapore. We're about 1 hour away from the start of the men's race, and yeah, all is good, made it to the start line. Just time to go and grip it and rip it really. It's super hot, humid today. I think patience is going to prevail, so if I'm not patient, you can use this as a quote. Yeah, so feeling really good. See you out there.
Oh, is this for the on-screen data?
So.
How do they work out your max heart rate, by the way?
Give it to them.
Give them to them.
Ah.
Mine's 240.
I mean, the conditions on paper didn't look that bad when I was sort of preparing for the race, you know, low 32s. Yeah, I definitely respected the heat a lot. I did so much heat prep and getting ready for the race. I did so much sauna work, so much turboing inside with the heater and the dryer on, because the heat is usually my Achilles heel. And yeah, I have had some pretty bad experiences in the heat. Kona, Huatulco, of just imploding on myself, so I really didn't want that to happen.
So it's interesting that I did a 45-minute effort, pretty much at race pace, and kind of dressed like I am now, with no fan, you know, and my heart rate pretty much stayed in where I'd expect it to be. I did buy into a bit of Norwegian propaganda and got a core sensor, and it's quite interesting really how over the 2 weeks I'm definitely getting a lot better at managing mental cognition, as well as my body temperature. My heart rate goes up, but my body temperature actually stays in a pretty good range. So hopefully that's a good sign for Singapore.
I did everything in my power to be ready for this race. So if you want to see exactly what that looks like, I actually made a training day video, which will be linked somewhere around here. So yeah, just go check that out if you want to see what I did to get prepared for Singapore.
Warm up, so 6.1 kilometers is going to be 1,000.
We got to the race venue on Tuesday and travel went really smoothly. I started training outside and I quickly realized that it was like, man, these conditions are so savage. The humidity was so high that even running 5-10 minutes outside, you're drenched.
Let's
go.
Wearing number 19 from New Zealand, Kyle Smith. Wearing number 18.
So we raced at 3:15 in the afternoon, which was just the pinnacle of the heat and the humidity. It was, yeah, I mean, even warming up, I didn't actually do a warm up. I warmed up in the hotel pool before we left in the morning and just try to stay out of the heat. Usually in race week I don't feel that good, but for some reason in this race week I felt really good, which gave me a sense of calmness.
On your marks.
I had a great start and got straight onto Josh's feet in P2, and so yeah, like he was swimming really well. I didn't really want to take the turn. It felt like it was quite relaxed and quite easy. I just knew that I had to stay on my own race plan and keep my core body temperature under control, and yeah, that's what I did. My core body temperature was pretty high coming out of the swim. Once I got on the bike, it was, yeah, my heart rate was really high and my core body temperature was really high. And so I did everything that I could to try and bring that down. I basically drank one 500ml bottle per lap on the bike and also had ice down my suit, and I was also dousing a bottle of water over myself every lap. And yeah, we crunched the numbers after the race with Precision Hydration, and they came out that I was drinking about 1.8 to 2 litres of water an hour. Sweating is a really good thing because that's obviously just removing the heat from my body, but you need to constantly be rehydrating. The course was so undulating and so technical. There was never what I call any steady state places on the race. And so, you know, you were either coming out of a corner or accelerating or decelerating or going up a hill or going down a hill. I thought I was riding really well until Yuri came past. Yeah, I was on the front at the time, and I think Yuri came from about 5-6 guys deep. And I think I was doing, you know, 500 watts at the time that he came past. And I just had no answer to go with him. Like, the acceleration that he made was, yeah, no, unbelievable. There was a moment of hot-headedness for me where I thought, I need to close this gap right now, but I knew how I was feeling at that time, the power I was pushing, that I just had to remain within myself, because that was going to be the best possible thing for my race.
Much together.
Ali Brownlee and then Peter Hiramick had to go back. He lovely Kyle Smith. He grabs the sunnies, he grabs the hat, and he grabs a little bit of water around as well. And just like that, he's out.
But I got off the run and I felt like, oh, I'm, you know, battling here. My hamstrings were on the verge of cramp that whole first lap, and I had a super concentrated salt mix in one of my aid station bottles, and so I sculled that. And that sort of brought me back around. But yeah, I mean, I was looking down and my heart rate was 170, 175 the whole time. And, you know, at the start I was running, I think, like 340s. And then, you know, by the second lap I was running 4-minute Ks, and I thought, oh, yeah, and I kept, like, no, chugging along. Alistair came past. I just had this sort of a governor on myself, mentally but also physically. Like, I didn't actually feel like I could push any harder. Like, I felt like I was just stuck at that pace, which didn't feel like I was exerting myself super hard, but it felt horrible.
Let's go, Carl.
Yeah, I got into the last lap and I thought, you know, oh, I was still in 5th, and I thought, okay, I'll just keep chugging along, and got within 2K to go, and then Dave McNamee came past me, and I had no answer. He was flying, you know. A Scotsman has no right to be running that fast in that heat. And I thought, oh, damn it, like my top 5. I wanted a top 5, and there it goes. Until, yeah, about probably 800 meters to go. There's a couple of people on the side of the course who said Mika Newt was walking. And I was like, oh, really? Like, I've only got, you know, 800 meters to go. So I thought, damn it, I've got to start running hard now. So I just put everything I had into that last 800 meters, and yeah, sure enough, you know, Mika was in the aid station looking pretty delirious, which is something you never want to see. I was absolutely going down the finish line. There's just no other way to describe it, you know. I was just in a world of just like misery. You know, you're finishing at 6:15 at night. I'd probably had a gram of caffeine in the race. I felt absolutely buggered, but absolutely wired. And so yeah, like, you know, there was sort of like half of me going, well, I'm not gonna sleep tonight. Should we go and see what Singapore nightlife has to offer? But historically, that's not gone good for me. I think every time I drink after a race, I get pretty wickedly sick. Singapore was absolutely savage. It was beautiful. It was a great race. Good job to the PTO for putting on such an awesome event. I'm really satisfied with P5. We're on to the next one, which will be Challenge Championships in Samarin, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys later. Let's keep on a roll.
Wow, that was quite hard.